Wasn't just the weather that promised to be as hot as hell. With 12 events and 2 big locations, it was no wonder competitors were all fired up.
Well, gentlemen, congratulations, leading at the start of day 2.
Don't know how that happened. Must be Greg's car.
Look, we honestly thought we were coming top 5, maybe top 10. We made a couple of little errors like everyone else did, but it went really well. Pleasantly surprised.
So what's the game plan for today then?
Make it through without hitting anything.
Yeah. You don't win this rally, you lose it. Yeah. Absolutely.
Everyone keeps
one
telling
mistake
us,
and you're out.
Yeah, everyone keeps telling us there's only one way from here, and it's down.
More than 1 million people visit Ipswich each year, and we reckon we know why.
Please explain.
Check out these 2 awesome motorsport facilities located on Ipswich's outskirts, Queensland Raceway and Willowbank Dragway. Dick Johnson was one of the driving forces behind the development of the Queensland Raceway, and ironically made his last competitive drive in a V8 supercar at the Queensland 500 with son Steve. The very Newman combination in their rocket ship Nissan Skyline GTR didn't quite hit the same speeds as Dick, but they came impressively close considering.
Wasn't one of your better days yesterday, was it? Yeah.
Most definitely not.
After last night, fixed the brakes?
Fixed the brakes, fixed a couple other things that while we were there, got a little bit of sleep, and things will be better today.
Now, coming off the New South Wales win, a bit of pressure on you, are you feeling it?
Yep. Yeah.
Yesterday morning, no. Today, yes.
Yeah. We've got to pick it up today, pick up the pace.
How's the car been going?
Good. It's good today.
The start of day 2, what's the game plan?
Go hard and try not to break the car.
Yeah, no witches' hats.
No witches' hats.
No wrong directions.
No wrong directions.
While most competitors do a Dutton for fun, some are slightly more serious. For the determined driver, accurate times are crucial. Mark O'Connor tells us how the Dutton Rally ensures exact results every day.
SMS Commander is the name of the company. We help develop the timing system here that they use, and by doing the timing, we can now send an SMS message of the result of the time as soon as you cross the line. So effectively, we go through the finish gate, and the phone starts beeping straight away with what time you did for that event.
Now, one of the biggest issues with lots of events is timing. There's always bitching and grizzling about it. Doesn't seem to happen here at Dutton.
No, well, that was one of the things. It was done manually for quite some time, and it was getting a bit hit and miss. Some events were being won by 1/10 of a second, and it was a bit of a question mark as to whether the stopwatch got pushed at the right time or not. So, luckily, by doing it on a computer, it just solves all the arguments. Everyone trusts it. It's just the way it works, and it times it to 1,000th of a second.
Queensland Raceway is 3.12 kilometres long. There are 6 corners with 4 gravel traps and 4 overtaking areas under brakes. Current V8 supercars see 250 kilometres an hour on the back straight and 160 kilometres at turn 1. The top cars at Duttons weren't far off this, as Shane Topping and Mick Jones will tell you. They made the top 20 for the national circuit, and you'd want to if you'd done this much work to your car.
Well, I've had it since the 2002 STI. Done a fair bit of work to it. Some of it, sort of self-inflicted, I guess, with a few engines and stuff like that. But at the moment, it's got a 2.5 litre Subaru motor, sleeved block, forged pistons, bigger turbo, front intercooler, aftermarket ECU, exhaust, suspension, you name it.
Only slightly modified.
Yeah, just a little bit.
It's all standard, bar a few points.
So what do you normally use it for?
Well, it's my daily driver normally, but I sort of after the last lot of issues I've had with it, I'm going to sort of take it off the road and just play with it on the weekends, I think, and try and make it last for a couple of years before I have to touch it again.
But they weren't the only ones to make the top 20, and those that didn't certainly had fun trying. With the luck Glenn Martin had on day 1, he was fortunate to have finished the circuit at all.
Now, Glenn, start of day 2, about this time yesterday, wasn't a good day for you, was it?
No, it wasn't. It was raining quite heavily, and it was our first event. And yeah, I was sort of coasting in to finish, and someone was still flat out going through the finish line, and they didn't see me finishing, and that's the result.
Now, I noticed Gazard's in front of you. You made a point of that this time.
He actually came up to me about 10 minutes ago and said, do you want me to go off behind you? And I said, definitely not. I think we'll start you in front this time.
Hey, Pete, before you put that on, there's a problem.
now.
No car wants to go in front of you.
Yeah, I know. I was lined up behind the White Lancer again. He said, no, I'm not falling for that trick again. He let me go in front.
So you should have the track all to yourself.
I'm sick of these cheap shots. I've had a night of it.
How's the car going today?
Yeah, really good.
Yeah?
I think the aerodynamic changes we've made to the front guard have actually helped it. A bit more downforce down on that left-hand front tyre.
Taking a car around a corner is more than just turning the steering wheel, especially in competition driving. When throwing a car around at breakneck speeds, the line taken when entering and exiting the turn makes all the difference. And when you get it wrong, the second event at Queensland Raceway utilised the facility's car park. To excel in this event, drivers would need to weave wisely between cones at maximum speed. The scoreboard proved that the powerful, more nimble cars certainly had the advantage, with the Porsche GT2 of Greg Keane, the Skyline GTR of Mark Berry, and Matt Cherry's Evo all making the drivers' top 10. But that's not to say that the others didn't give it a go. Beric Linton in his bright pink BMW M3 made the top 20 in style, as did Adam Hayek in his 77 Ford Escort RS2000. Greg Willis and his 2006 Ford Falcon XR8 Ute deserves a mention, despite falling short of the top 20 and finishing 45th overall. Rodney Lindner begged us not to show you this footage, but he wasn't the only one. Honestly, we're laughing with you guys. Queensland Raceway, and the next course had more twists and turns than a James Bond movie, leaving competitors shaken and stirred. Topping, Shane Topping. He may not look like Bond, but he certainly drives like him. This amazing run put Shane in first place for the co-drivers with a time of 18.51 seconds. But don't be fooled. This tricky course took its fair share of casualties. Tino Carusi in his Ferrari was only one of many, copping the slowest time plus a 10-second penalty after losing their way. Located less than an hour west of Brisbane, Willowbank Raceway presently runs the two major national events on the Australian drag racing calendar. The Australian Drag Racing Nationals, the oldest Australian drag racing event, and the Winter Nationals. But never before had they had the honour of hosting the prestigious event that is the Dutton Rally. Competitors were set to battle it out against each other and then against the clock. But the mini team of Stoke Lowndes battled it out against their car instead.
Did you break the car?
No, it's just temporarily disabled, but it's back and running again.
What's the problem?
We just a little gear change problem. Probably operator error, if the truth be known. But anyway, we'll live to fight another day.
Now, Morley did say last night he felt that you needed a lot of improvement as far as a driver is concerned.
Did I don't remember saying that, Richard. No.
There's an old saying, it's hard to soar like an eagle when you're surrounded by turkeys, and I guess I just dropped down to that level, that's the way it goes.
In the battle of Mini versus Mini for the reaction time event, Morley blitzed it with a time of 0.48 seconds. But it wasn't just the Minis that were cursed, as Paul McKee's 1977 Toyota Celica was also suffering mechanical problems from the previous day.
The co-driver was out on the track, and we've had electrical problems all weekend, and we just blew a fuse, as simple as that. So we got it back, changed the fuse over, cleaned up the contacts, and away we went.
In an event where over half the field consists of Asian imports, Paul's Celica holds its own, proving you can teach old dogs new tricks.
Hey Paul, tell us about the car.
It's a 1977 model Celica. Not many around. They're only brought out to Australia for 10 months. This is the Mustang back, so a bit of a copy of the American Mustang. It's got a Toyota 1JZ GTE in it, which is a 2.5 litre twin-turbo 6-cylinder. Currently pumps out about 500 horsepower. It's got the Ford 9-inch diff in it. It's got Porsche brakes off a Porsche Cayenne. It's got coilover suspension, so yeah, it goes all right.
So let's put a dollar value on the car.
Oh, look, over the 11 years, I've probably spent as much as any new car depreciates, I suppose. So it's probably sort of, I don't know, over 11 years, it's probably $60,000 to $80,000, I would imagine. But as long as my wife doesn't see that, then it's pretty good.
In the battle to be on top, Greg Muller and David Finnemore fought it out, with David winning both rounds. His best time, a 12.62 on his second run. Somebody already at the top is National Event Director Anthony Moss.
The numbers seem to be increasing, which is good for the event.
Yeah, it's really good. With 70 cars this year in Queensland, it's double on last year. As every event we do, we seem to get more numbers. So it's just testament to people bringing their road registered cars out, having a lot of fun, and that's what the event's all about.
The national event too, that's certainly picking up.
Yeah, National Series, we've got 30 cars in the series this year, which is fantastic. Next year we're looking to possibly extend the series, not sure yet, but watch this space for some announcements.
Now, if anyone wants to come and be a part of it, what do you recommend?
All they have to do is just have a road registered car. They have to get on the website duttonrally.com, download an application and come along and compete with us.
The Gold Coast. Here's where you'll discover how all Australians would love to live. With miles of surf beach, lush green range and huge motorsport events such as the 2006 Alphera Dutton Rally National Series. Now, car park speed limits usually average about 10 kilometres an hour. If you're lucky, sometimes 20. Dutton competitors were blessed when they hit the Gold Coast as rally organisers had converted the local Broadwater car park into a rally special stage with no speed limits attached. The circuit, which was designed by event organiser Anthony Moss, called on drivers' skill and endurance with its mix of tight corners and long straights. And speaking of lucky competitors, they don't come more fortunate than this. Neil Butters won the chance to compete in the rally as part of the Motor Magazine team after entering the magazine's Dutton Rally competition.
Now, what made you enter the competition?
Probably that my son and I are both into motorsport. Been a spectator a lot. We do drag racing together, but yeah, never quite got around to doing this sort of thing. So yeah, this was the opportunity to come and do it at someone else's expense. So yeah, I'd say we'll be back next year.
To tell us more about the competition and the cars these lucky winners get to hoon around in all weekend, we spoke to Motor Mag editor Tim Robson.
Now, Robbo, how's the event going?
It's pretty good, Glenn. We've been lucky enough to get in one of the first R32s to actually hit a competition circuit in Australia, so it's not a bad weekend in that regard.
Give us a creneg on the car.
But 184 kilowatts, it's the Series 5 R32, it's the second one in the range, and a little bit more power, a V6 3.2, full all-wheel drive, full motion. She goes like a good thing.
Now, speaking about a good package, who's a lucky reader here, courtesy of you guys?
He is doing extremely well in the Golf GTI, thanks to VW, and he has been a real find. He's a great character. He's pretty quiet, but get a couple of beers into him and he certainly livens up a bit.
How does one become a lucky reader?
They all have to do is buy Motor Magazine. We're out in the middle of every month. You can go down to your newsagent and grab a copy of Motor. Write into us at the magazine. You could be lucky enough to be a finalist. There's 5 finalists that get a Murcott's driving school. From that, the Alphera Dutton Rally guys pick the winner, and he comes rallying with us for a weekend. And the next one's obviously in Victoria.
As the sun sets, the competition was really heating up, with entrants driving the course in anger in front of close to 2,000 cheering spectators. None more so than the Berry Newman combo, who were a force to be reckoned with. If you want a lesson on how to drive hard and fast in an event like this, then take it from these guys. Sometimes pushing hard, though, has its price. For co-driver Russell Newman, it was one hell of a price to pay. He lost control, making a mess of the barriers and his car nearing the end of the course. How are you feeling, all right?
Yeah, all right. Bit of a headache.
What happened? Same problem?
Yeah, we're having a bit of a brake issue and we thought we had it fixed, but proof's in the pudding. Didn't fix it and scared the hell out of me. I was quite concerned that someone might have been on the other side of that, so yeah, it was pretty frightening.
And what, no brakes at all?
Felt like I was putting my foot on a brick. Yeah, so I don't know, someone said they heard tyres squealing, but I don't know whether that's me trying to go to full lock or what it was, but yeah, when it just goes rock hard, and we hadn't had the problem all day today. We changed all the brakes last night and we thought, yeah, we've got it fixed. The Motorcanas were great today, and then then that.
The difference with your car, with you guys, is the terminal speed of the thing. The power of the thing's unbelievable.
Yeah, when it goes wrong, it's not. That's the result. So we've got to fix it and got to know it's right before I get back in it. It's too scary.
Let's face it though, the boy was blessed. To be able to walk away from this sort of crash with no casualties, bar the car, someone had to have been watching over him. From hoeing into their tucker at the local Warwick RSL one night to fine dining at the Gold Coast International Hotel the next, Dutton competitors were looking forward to a taste of the high life at the end of day 2. Dinner wasn't the only thing on the menu to look forward to, as the Sunnyfield charity auction was also to take place. Sunnyfield are the official charity partner of the Dutton Rally. Sally Shepherd is their events and fundraising manager.
Sunnyfield's a charity that's been around for over 50 years, and we provide a variety of services for people with intellectual disabilities to create more independence in their lives.
Now, the association which Sunnyfield has had with the Dutton Rally, tell us about it.
It's been wonderful. We've been the charity partner from the first New South Wales event in '03, and that's now extended to every event, so we're part of the national series.
And over that period, a lot of money's been raised by the competitors.
An incredible amount. From our first event, which was about $10,000, it's now accumulated to $200,000, and it's gone to some great projects to help a lot of people with disabilities.
At the end of day 2, Evos flooded the top 3 positions, with the Finnemore-Sprangers combo in third, just 6 points behind Greg Muller and Dave Pittman in second, both teams in Evos, and 26 points ahead in a, you guessed it, 1998 Mitsubishi Evo were Matt Cherry and Kim Ledger in first place.